Good morning, everyone. It's Becky Livingston from Penn Marketing, and today I want to talk to you about how to use polls to measure your clients' needs. So, if I were to ask you, what do you prefer, working or vacationing? Which would you choose? That simple question is a poll. It can provide answers that inform your content development to target your target market's attention, to get your target market's attention. So that sounds fun for a consumer brand, but are polls something that B2B companies can use? Well, yeah, and here's why. Whether you create a poll through advertising or as part of your organic social media strategy, here are 7 reasons to use them. Increased engagement. Increased social media engagement equals higher social media clout. Higher social media clout equals increased online brand visibility. Think SEO. It's great for generating leads, attaching a form to share the poll results to provide your clients with information about the poll. You could attach an offer to that for a more natural audience experience. It's cost effective, especially compared to focus groups. Online polls can be free or paid with very little budget. It's easy to administer. You can schedule polls in your organic social media plan and distribute them with ease. Audience reach and sample size. Polls are unrestricted in geography, demographics, and interest. So when you pay for a poll post, you have control over who will see them. Data analytics. Social media tools provide a variety of analytics about those who have completed the poll, including household income, geography, age, gender, and more, even the devices they're using. Some of that data may be suppressed with the Apple iOS 14 update for mobile device poll takers, but you can still collect quite a bit of information. And they're less intrusive. Social media users are accustomed to taking social media polls on just about any platform. So, as we think about those platforms, which ones are using it? You can use a poll on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram to maximize your effectiveness. So if you're putting it in your social media strategy, go ahead and run the poll on all of the platforms where you currently reside. You can be launched from within your company's page rather than a personal profile. Make sure you're focusing all of this on a company page and not a personal profile. So how much does it actually cost? You can create a poll on your company page without spending a dime. However, organic polls, those without any budget, only go to your existing followers. And unless they share the poll with other people, it's only going to go to them. And if they do share it with other people, you have no idea who they're sharing it with. So when you use the free version, you may not have as much control over the target market. But if you pay for a poll post, you can control the audience, increase your sample size, and provide information about your target market or collect information about your target market. So just putting a few dollars to a poll once a month doesn't cost a lot. You can do it for $1 a day on Facebook. You can do it for $10 on LinkedIn. It's very inexpensive on Twitter, and they're very simple to create. So let's now talk about some poll question inspiration. Of course, I'm focusing most of this in the accounting profession, but being realistic about your poll questions and how it aligns with your firm's business goals is important to keep in mind. So here's some things that you could think about. How do you prefer to get information? Podcast, webinar, reading. The top answers inform how your content is consumed and what format your target market wants to receive it in. Here's another question. If you could live outside the U.S. while retaining your citizenship, where would you live? And list a few different locations like Europe, Asia, Canada, South America. Your answers could lead to a series on international tax, FBAR, and expat taxes. What kind of movies do you like to watch? Now, why does that one even come into play? The answers could be drama, sci-fi, action, romance, whatever. The data informs how to create scenarios in your content examples. Each genre lends itself to a certain type of content headline and also the storylines that you're using. So try to mix that up a little bit. Don't be so dry. Have some fun with it, especially if your audience prefers a different type of genre. What are you most worried about when it comes to retiring? That's a great question. Here's some answers. No social media, or I'm sorry, no social security benefits. Won't have enough money. I'll never be able to retire. Retirement, what's that? Answers to this question can lead to a series on financial planning, estates, trusts, and more, wealth management, all of that stuff. Here's another one. Are you considering moving outside of the state that you currently live in? Yes or no? That response can lead to cross-border tax topics, income tax returns, property tax issues, etc. Here's another one. If we shared a monthly newsletter with cash flow tips, money management, audit tips, payroll guidance, and more, would you want to receive it? Yes or no? This helps you to determine if you should spend time, effort, energy, and possibly money on creating a newsletter. If your target audience doesn't want it, there's no point creating it. What is your top business pain point? Oh, this is a good one. Cash flow, succession planning, tax management, payroll oversight, time management, audit tips, etc. Each of those answers could lend itself to a series on business pain points, which could be webinars, they could be podcasts, they could be blog articles, they could create an ebook, there could be a video series. There's many things that you could do with answers to that. Oh, this one is fun too. Did you hear a certain celebrity didn't have a will for his or her estate when he passed away or she passed away? Do you have a will? Yes or no? Again, that leads to a potential series on estate planning. What do you need to do? What about executors? How is inheritance tax handled? All kinds of things like that. So if you want to know more about your audience, here's something else to think about. Creating demographic questions. For example, what was your favorite television show growing up? The answers, and you can give a series of answers like Flipper, Beverly Hills 90210, Friends, Dawson's Creek, etc. The answers to that can help you understand your audience and how old they possibly can be. So it gives you a guideline into an age demographic that tells you what life events are happening for that age group, and you can develop a series for those people. Create questions that help you gauge the different types of things about your audience, but phrase them in a way that is fun. That's what you need to be thinking about. The next point I want to make is about how do you make the most out of your polls. So here's 4 tips. Keep it interesting and relevant. Ensure that your audience cares about the topic to respond. Post the poll during peak visitation and traffic times and days. Now, this is going to vary by each firm, by each company. And look at your social media platform analytics to help you determine when is the best time for you to share that information. If you don't know, if you don't have any analytics yet, there's a ton of research that you can find out what's the best time to post on any platform. Avoid too many polls. I know once you get doing them, they're a lot of fun, but avoid doing it too many times. Once a month might be fine. And then take a moment to respond, to interact with the poll takers, to answer any questions they might have, or to share some follow-up links if that's what your goal is to share content. Now that you have some poll ideas, what will you ask your audience? Go ahead. Ask them. Here we are, Penn Heel Marketing. We're celebrating our 10-year anniversary in 2021. So welcome aboard. Thanks for listening, and I hope you have a great day.